Who's in charge of policing the police? When it comes to the NYPD, the largest and most sophisticated police department in the country, that job falls to the Internal Affairs Bureau, an often secretive agency tasked with rooting out police corruption. The IAB is now the subject of a new book written by the man who ran the unit for nearly 2 decades. Blue on Blue, an insider story of good cops catching bad cops, chronicles Charles Campisi's 18-year career putting fellow cops behind bars. The book reads like a Hollywood script, complete with wiretaps, late-night stings, and interagency turf battles. It also gives us new perspective on some of the most notorious cases of police misconduct in the department's history. And joining us now to talk about his fascinating new memoir is former IAB chief, Charles Campisi. Charles, welcome to the show.
Thank you so very much for having me.
Charles, you watch movies, you watch TV shows, and the usual look of an internal affairs department, of a police department, is that it's the rat squad, full of cowardly cops or fanatics. I guess you don't agree with that portrayal.
Well, certainly not. And that's one of the reasons why I wrote the book, to try to set the story straight on who really is in internal affairs.
So who is in internal affairs?
Well, in the NYPD, you cannot volunteer to go into the Internal Affairs Bureau. You are selected because of your experience, because of your previous work, and your reputation within the department.
And so you were selected?
Yes, I was.
But you didn't have to take it. Why did you take it?
No, you had to take it. Once you're selected,
oh, really?
You're required to fulfill your obligation.
Oh, wow. But you thought you were only going to be there a couple of years. You ended up being there almost 20 years.
That was my belief and my hope, but it didn't quite work that well.
Well, listen, you write about the so-called blue wall of silence, the unwritten rule that cops don't snitch on cops. Does it really exist? And if it does, why does it exist? Why would good cops not want to ferret out bad cops who give all cops a bad name?
Well, truthfully, the blue wall of silence does exist. But the thing I find amazing is that people think that it's just within policing. It's more of an occupational wall of silence. We see it in all professions, in the fire department, in the medical profession, in the lawyers, the judges, the legislators. There is an occupational wall of silence in most organizations. People who work together, people who rely on each other, especially in policing where there's danger involved. You start to see some camaraderie forming.
Was that the biggest obstacle you had to ferret out the truth?
Well, in a lot of cases it was, but in the more serious cases, you saw that the blue wall of silence isn't as formidable as people think.
Right.
And in some of our very difficult cases, it was the men and women of the NYPD who came forward.
And we'll get to one case of that. But before we do, in your experience, what makes a good cop go bad?
Well, there's a couple of things. In social science, they call it the slippery slope, where an officer may do something wrong the first time, get away with it, and then think that they can continue to do it. Sometimes it's just pure greed, where people see an opportunity to profit personally from a situation, and they take advantage of it.
But not everybody is susceptible to the slippery slope. I mean, is the screening process becoming better and better?
Oh, yes, and it's very difficult to become a New York City police officer. You go through a variety of screening processes. But I want to make one point very clear, that the vast majority of the men and women of the NYPD, hardworking, honest, dedicated people.
Now, you write extensively about the infamous Abner Louima case in 1997, a case where a policeman did the right thing and told about the bad cops who did. What they did was sodomize this man with a broom handle. Did that investigation change the way the department, your department, did things?
Well, you got to remember that was such a horrible incident. And many people in the beginning didn't want to believe that something that horrendous could happen, that one human being would do that to another, and that a police officer would do that to a human being, and then to complicate it, that it happened in a police station.
Things have changed since then? Have people been more willing to say, okay, look, I'm not going to let anybody do that?
Well, one of the things we did is we set up a hotline where officers can report, and they don't have to identify themselves, confidential hotline. And each year, we got more and more calls from police officers who gave us good information.
Now, talk about the Amadou Diallo case, very different. There's an unarmed man who was shot, how many times, 40 times?
41 shots were fired at him.
41 shots were fired at him. He was unarmed, he was taking out his wallet. These cops were not corrupt.
No, they were not.
But what happened there?
It's a series of errors that occur. The officers see a man who they believe fit a description of someone they were looking for a series of sexual assaults. They try to stop Mr. Diallo. He runs into his vestibule. The officers try to confront him. He turns on the officers with a wallet. One of the officers believes it's a gun. Matter of fact, he yells gun. As he's coming down the stairs, he fires a shot. He starts to trip. His other 3 officers believe he's been fired upon and was shot.
Yeah. So that was a mistake. All of these cops are out of the force except one, right?
That's correct.
Now, should they have been out of the force? Again, they were not corrupt. They made mistakes. Is it better for the department? Is it good for the department when people who make that kind of mistake are off the force?
Well, they can't go back to patrol and do normal police duties. It went before a grand jury. It went to a trial. They were found not guilty of any criminal conduct. 3 of the 4 left the department. 1 is stayed, but he's not doing normal patrol work. So it's good for the department to find other jobs for them.
So, Charles, you've been gone now almost 3 years. Do you miss it? And is the Bureau doing okay?
Well, yes, I do miss it. I mean, it was a part of my life for 41 years, and they're doing well. They're doing well.
Okay. Oh, Charles, thank you so much. The book is Blue on Blue, an insider story of good cops catching bad cops. Is getting great reviews. Charles, thank you so much for joining us to talk about it.
Thank you. My pleasure to be here.